All right, we are live. Okay. Hopefully you can see me. All right, welcome back to Fishing for Real People. I'm here with Mr. Gary, winner of the ice fishing trip for this year. So Mr. Gary, I'm going to go over the things you won really quick and who donated them. So we have from the Reel Shot, we have this very nice, 13 fishing rod and reel combo. They also donated a ball cap and a gift card. So thank you very much to the Reel Shot. Huge shout out to them, local tackle shop in our area. Amazing people. Love working with them. Check them out at line@thereelshot.com. From Herlash Truck Lines, we have this tackle bag here. This is Okeechobee brand. Came with these two. There's a bunch of lures in here that some of them came from Herlash Truck Lines and some of them came from Ace. They're our next one. So hope you enjoy this. It's a really, really nice, surprisingly nice, kind of jealous tackle bag. From our local Kits and File Ace Hardware store, bucket, ice scoop, as well as a $25 gift card.
Oh, awesome.
So that'll be for Ace. And then from Big D Apparel, we have an ice. I'm going to jig that hole right next to you.
Oh, okay.
If that's all right for just a little bit.
That's fine. I'll even move over.
Oh, you ain't got to move over.
You don't want just a little room?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you don't ask any questions, we're good.
Oh, fair enough. Really? Because I've got a list.
Oh, boy. You didn't give me the study list before.
I know. I'm sorry.
I could have done it yesterday. Had all the answers for you.
No. Yeah. All right. So since I didn't do it beforehand, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself while I untangle my line here.
Hi, I'm Gary Quackenbush. I live down Lake Mills, about an hour and a half from here, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not going to tell you what lake we're on. So,
got to keep that a secret.
Yep. We don't need everybody coming up here and taking all his fish.
Yeah. So you are an Army veteran, correct?
I am an Army veteran. I was in Desert Storm. We were activated for 11 months and we did 8 months in country.
Okay. So why did you join the Army? What motivated you to join the Army?
To be honest, way back then, I was going to school and I needed a way to help pay for school. So we joined up. And then after that, I realized I just did a really good thing for my country.
Yeah. So it was primarily like for the benefits.
For the benefits, for the college benefits.
Okay.
I honestly didn't know much about all the rest of the benefits that, I got since then.
Yeah. I don't have all these memorized, so I'm going to be using my cheat sheet.
All right.
So part of why I started this channel was primarily to bring awareness to veterans and some of our struggles and some of the things that we went through during and after service. There's a lot that people don't realize about what we do, about what our life is like before and after. So I really appreciate you coming on and agreeing to do this, and hopefully there may be a veteran out there somewhere that may be struggling and sees this and knows that they're not alone. That's the big thing.
That is definitely, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that are around that want to help you, that will help you, that'll just be there for you to listen. I've found that out in the last couple of years. I've met a lot of different veterans, been on a few different trips, and there's a lot of really good people out there just willing to be there for you.
Yeah. So before you joined the military, what did you think military life was going to be like? And how did your actual expectations compare to what reality was?
Wow, you're asking me to go back a long ways. I guess my grandfather and my uncle were both in the military, so I had just a little bit of a taste of what it was about. Didn't know really what I was getting into. I was a wrestler in high school, so I was willing to take on a challenge of all the athletic stuff that we needed to do, or, the way they would push you. And so I was ready for that. After that, when I got out, I just knew that there wasn't much I couldn't do, and it just pushed me to do anything I wanted to do.
That's awesome. Can you share a moment from your service that had a profound impact on you, whether it was a challenge, success, or a personal turning point?
Wow, another good question. When we were in Fort McCoy, before we went over to Saudi, there was a group of 5 of us, and we got to talking to one of our lieutenants, and we wanted to do a night orienteering class. And so we loaded up like we were over, somewhere, and we had to get to a certain spot. So we had our packs all filled up and everything. There were 3 guys and 2 women. And my buddy and I took charge of it. We took the lead, and we got to our point on Fort McCoy with just a map and a flashlight, and we were there well before our lieutenant was supposed to meet us there.
Oh, wow.
Which to us was an awesome thing. I couldn't even tell you. I think it was close to 10 miles that night. And we beat him there, and we were relaxing when he got there, and we just felt really good about it. And to me, it just was another one of those things that proved that we could do anything we put our minds to.
Yeah, awesome. Looking back, how did your time in the military influence your views on life, and what lessons did you learn that you can still apply today?
You should have given me this cheat sheet earlier.
They get easier, I promise.
Oh, let's hope so.
There's a couple fun ones in there too.
One of the things I did learn in the military is that when you're asked to do something, you just got to do it to the best of your ability and actually get after it and get it done.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around and push it off and stuff like that. So as I've gotten older, I've been in charge of a couple different shops and stuff like that, a couple different, not really my business, but I've been put in lead positions. And when I give people directions on what to do, I get frustrated when they don't do it. So a lot of times I just end up doing it myself.
Yeah.
And that's just because I'm like, I asked you to do something. I expected you to do something. If it was me and you expected me to do something, I was going to get it done. So I made sure I got it done.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hopefully that answers that question.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. In what ways did your military experience shape your view of the world?
I've really learned that there's a lot of different cultures, people, the way things are done. I've been to a few different countries. Like I said, I spent 8 months in Saudi. There's a lot of different things out there that you just wouldn't expect. Things that may take you by surprise today. We were in Saudi for one. We're driving down the road, and I look over. Here's this guy rebuilding a motor out in the sand.
Oh, yeah.
He's just out in front of his place, and there was just a sandstorm that came through, and he's out there rebuilding the motor. I go back home. I was a mechanic at the time, and there's no way we would have done that.
Right.
But over there, that's just commonplace for them.
Yeah, I saw that in Dubai, someone rebuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had they had the engine out of the truck, and it's in pieces. Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Yep. So you learn that we do things different than other places. May not always be correct, but it may not always be, wrong either.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I just learned that there's a lot of different ways to do things and a lot of different ways people do things.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. In regards to the people you served with, how did your sense of camaraderie and teamwork evolve during your time in the military?
When we were over in Saudi, I had 2 to 3 guys that I would normally do stuff with.
Yeah.
As far as when we got sent on missions, it it was those guys I got sent with. And we got to the point where we were just really good at getting things done and getting it done in a timely fashion and keeping everybody happy.
Yep.
So
everybody being upper command.
Yes, upper command, very much so. But there was we ran an ammo point, and we would get out. We'd get times that we'd have to go out at night, and it'd usually be me and a buddy of mine, Randy, and we'd go out and have to move trailers around so they could load them up, move them to different points, do their inventory and stuff like that. Him and I, we'd bang it out in a few hours where other people would be there all night long.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just, we had that kind of rapport from being with each other all the time.
Yeah.
You know, when you threw somebody else into the mix, it was like, all of a sudden it was like, you know, it was a lot tougher. So getting to learn the people that you were working with and how to become more efficient with them.
Yeah. So here's a fun one.
Okay.
Every division had that special individual.
Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories you can share?
I got one that's actually very funny, but I don't know if it's really appropriate for this.
Okay, YouTube appropriate.
Only because Randy wouldn't like it if I told it. Gosh, it's been such a long time ago. I mean, well, okay. I might have been the funny person that day. We were in Italy, and I had a buddy of mine, Steve, who was sitting next to me. He was another specialist, and we were cruising along over in Italy, and we were taking these tanker trucks to go get fuel.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the civilian that was riding with the master sergeant out in front of us that we were following cuts across 4 lanes of traffic and into a way station.
Okay.
The truck in front of me slams on the brakes. They're trying to turn that way. I'm watching their trailer come around on the side of them, and I'm like, oh boy. And I look out my window, and my trailer's over there coming up on the side of me. We finally get all straightened out. No accident, surprisingly. We all get everything straightened out. We're pulling into the way station. Steve leans out the window, goes, Yahoo! Yeah. So that was something. Steve was quite the character too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, good, no injuries at least.
Yeah.
How did your military service impact your family and relationships both during and after your time in?
My family was very supportive when we went over. I joined up at the same time as, well, she would have been my fiance at the time. Her mom didn't take it as well when we got shipped over to Saudi.
Yeah.
But being over there, us together 24/7, coming back home probably wasn't the best thing for us. And in the end, we ended up getting divorced, but we have 2 wonderful kids out of it.
Yeah. I think the big struggle for me was once I was in, there was a real disconnect I felt from people back home because just the life experience, the experience is so different.
Right.
You know, that was my big struggle.
I think the difference with me and you is you were more full-time.
Yeah.
And being that I was a reservist that got activated, we still had that connection to home most of the time. You know, it was just, we were gone for 11 months, and we had people that every day they wanted to go home. They wanted to go home. And I was just like, well, we're sent here. I'm going to make the best of it. You know, so that's what I did. Yeah. Did keep contact with the people who I did stuff back home as much as I could. But I figured it wasn't going to last forever, and we were going to go back home.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think civilians most understand about military service and veterans? Most misunderstand?
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think that? Yeah. Sorry.
That we're not all crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of are a little nuts. It's kind of par for the territory. You got to be a little not with it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is the most challenging aspect of transitioning from military service to civilian life? And how did you navigate the change?
One of the first things that when I come back from basic training, she became my mother-in-law. She said, "You walk in squares."
Yep.
And I looked at her and I said, well, what do you mean I walk in squares? She goes, when you walk and then you turn, they're always like squared off.
Yep.
It's like you can't just walk straight or walk and curl or something like that. You walk and turn. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I had to start thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So being that there was just oddities to the things that we did when we got home, because we were, I don't want to say programmed, but we were programmed
Yeah.
to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me about 1.5 years after I was out before I could not walk on the sidewalk.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you know, going to park with the kids. I'm walking on the sidewalk. Well, Dad, let's cut across over here and go to the playground. Nope.
We're not on the parade field. We're
Yeah.
on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's funny. Do you stay connected with any of your military fellow veteran? Boy, I can't read.
I think I know what you want.
Yeah. Did you
Yes.
stay connected with anybody from your service?
I do. I'm still in contact with Randy. We don't talk as much as we used to, but we are still in contact. There are a few other people that I get in contact with and do things with. There was a group of us that would get together every year for quite a few years. Unfortunately, I've been very busy during those times now, so I don't get to go to do that every year. But there are quite a few of the guys that I still talk to, that I keep in touch with on Facebook. One of them, not too long ago, just moved down to, I believe, Texas or Arizona, one of the two. I don't know why he did that. We got beautiful weather up here.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
There's a couple other guys from our unit that live not too far from me, and we all just keep in touch.
That's awesome. Yeah. What role do you think veterans play in today's society, and how can we as a community, not just the veterans community, but as a community in whole, better serve our veterans?
Wow, I thought you said these are going to get easier.
Well, there's only one left after this. Only one left.
Honestly, I think if the community would listen to our veterans a little more, they would find some understanding in what we've gone through, and maybe find that we're actually here to not only help ourselves, but to help everybody else. We've got stories, we've got, because I can tell you, I've been to VFWs and American Legions, and I've listened to the old guys talk, and their stories, their history, things that you can learn from them.
Yeah.
I think that's very important, but I don't think it gets looked at enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody just wants to pass you by and, clump you with, oh, those are just veterans over there, know. And there's a lot that the veterans know from what they've done that they could really help out the community. And I just wish the community would see it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last question, I promise. Another fun one.
Uh-oh.
If you were commander-in-chief for a day, what permanent changes would you make for the military? Anything.
Wow. That's a tough one, though. I thought you were going to say this was going to be an easy one.
Well, it is an easy one.
Yeah, but remember, I've been out forever, though.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, so, and our types of service were just a little bit different.
Yeah.
I would really like to see where the veterans get treated just, a little bit different, where there's more of the government looking to help them,
Mm-hmm.
and I do realize that there is a lot of help for us. I just don't think that it's put out there enough.
Okay.
And so so what I would change is making sure people know that they get a packet or something like that when they discharge out that says, this is what you can do. This is what you can go and look for. Now, if I was commander-in-chief, wow. Ice cream on Sundays?
Hey, I'm game.
So
I'm there.
Yeah. I know that the military's changed a lot since we were in, or at least when I was in. I know now that they have these red cards, yellow cards, stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, the stress cards.
yeah,
Yeah. Those came in a couple years after I went through boot camp. But
yeah. And I don't understand that because that's not the military that I was in.
Right.
But if it works, if it helps people out, I guess that's a good thing. And I see that people are taking initiatives to do things to change.
Yeah.
But again, it's been forever, so I couldn't tell you what's really going on in today's military.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers
it. That's good. Yeah, it's funny what you were saying earlier. Well, not funny, sad kind of actually, when you were saying earlier about how you wish that they could do more for us when we get out. You know, something that I have a real hard time explaining to my parents was, you know, we go to boot camp, and in boot camp, their goal is to destroy the individual and build a soldier,
yes,
or a sailor, or, well, airman, I guess.
Can we really count them?
I don't think so, but I mean, they're
right there.
Sorry, guys, you don't do anything.
But they do have the best chow halls. There's what I would change.
Oh my God.
That's what I would change.
Give everybody an Air Force chow hall.
Yes.
I'm on board with that.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's what I would change. Everybody gets the same equal chow hall. Yeah. Hopefully the Air Force way.
You know, the yes. It's funny, you know, being in the Navy, you know, I had talked to guys from the Army and the Navy and everything, or from the Army and the Marines and everything. They're all like, "Oh, you were in the Navy. Your food was so good." It's like, no. Oh my God, we picked up a Marine detachment for a while, and they came on board. They got into our chow hall, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'd rather be eating MREs." It's like, told you guys, our food sucks.
Yes.
But yeah, the Air Force chow hall, yeah, give everybody that, and I think you'd have a much happier military.
I went to basic training and AIT in Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they've got the Air Force base right next door.
Yeah.
Somehow I got on a detail that we went over there, and it was around lunchtime, so we got to go to their mess hall to eat.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. There was fresh fruit.
Yeah.
There were fresh vegetables. The food didn't look like it just came out of a tin pan.
Right.
You know, it was amazing. I didn't want to go back.
Yeah.
I thought about transferring right then and there, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah. You wanted to really serve in a true military.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, enough dogging on the Air Force. But anyway, so yeah, the point of boot camp and the first little bit of your service is they are there to destroy the individual and build, you know, soldiers and sailors. And I think the biggest thing that, anyway, I personally struggled with was when I got out, I wasn't really an individual anymore. I was a sailor, you know, and I know I have a guy I was close to for a while. He was an Army guy, and same thing. He got out and he didn't know how to be a civilian again. He you know,
it does take some time.
Yeah.
You know, but again, for you were in a lot longer than I was, you know, for the long stretch.
Right.
You know, I did 8 weeks, and then I did another 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So when I got home, I was only basically, you know, 4 months that my life had been changed around.
Yeah.
So coming back for me was just a little bit different, as in I went from 4 months of being a civilian to, been a civilian, 4 months of not, and then back to being a civilian and just doing things on the weekend. But then we spent 8 months in Saudi, like a year later.
Yeah.
So there is a big difference, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that between the active duty and the reservists. I mean, I am in awe of the people who can do active duty. I think that, you know, they really put their lives on hold for the country, and you know, I don't want to say it because a lot of the active duty say that we're just part-timers as reservists, but we dropped our lives to go to things when we get activated. When active duty, that is their life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no difference between, in my mind anyway, as a reservist who, I mean, because you guys still get deployed, you still get called up and everything. There's in my mind anyway, there's not really any kind of difference.
Right. In a lot of people's, but you know, you do hear from other people.
Yeah, there are some diehards that are, absolutely.
But you know, either way, you're going to put your life on hold if you get activated. And it's rewarding.
Yeah.
You know, it was very rewarding to me to have served and done everything I've done. And I'm glad I've done it. I wouldn't change that. The only thing I'd change right now is if there were fish down below us.
Yeah, I think we should shut up and start actually fishing here. But yeah, have you marked anything?
I haven't marked a fish. The guy who drilled this hole probably doesn't know what's going on.
I know he's.
It's like he's never fished here before.
You know, big dumb Navy guy.
If we had a boat out here, though, I'm sure you'd be at home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I suppose I'm gonna go check my minnow over there, and we'll shut up and get to fishing. Here we go, Mr. Gary on a fish.
That frickin' turtle we were talking about.
I've never seen a turtle swim that fast.
It's almost like it's a northern.
That's what's in my mind, yeah. Doing the carrying with the line back on there.
There we go. We're catching back up to him now.
Yeah, I'm thinking northern. I haven't heard of walleyes in this lake.
One of the guys that I work with catches them over here. He and his dad have pulled a couple out of here.
He's coming up good, though. You want to move that locator?
Yeah. All right, what we got?
Ooh.
And what kind of line you got on there?
This is Finn. Like 4 pound.
4 pound?
Yeah. 4 pound braid.
4 pound braid.
Yeah.
What are you tied direct off? You got a leader.
I'm direct.
Direct? Okay.
Yeah.
That was what I was concerned about early on, is if you had a leader.
There's some big head shakes.
Not really head shaking. He's just pulling. That's why I was wondering. Might be a cat. Looks like he wants to come up a little bit now.
Here's the scoop. That's not going to work. Yeah, I'm not aware of any catfish in this lake.
I think there'd be more head shakes if there was a cat. I think this is northern.
What do you got on for
that little bitty jig that I had on there earlier?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Believe it or not, this is the first fish on this line and rod, the whole setup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good way to break it in.
It's not happy though.
Playing a little bit there.
Sounds like the reel might need a little grease.
It's this right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where the line's going through there.
This isn't, yeah, that's a small hole. That isn't a small hole, is it?
No.
No, this is a small
Yeah.
It's only a couple inches, but it matters.
Yeah. Oh man, now I'm worried about my minnow.
Well, I
I'm
wouldn't.
concerned about his right now. I want to see what he's got. I'm sure he does too.
Yeah. This could be a decent fish.
Yeah.
Watch it be a little 6-inch perch. He's getting tired though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was spooling.
Yeah, he was going.
I didn't bring enough tinfoil to wrap a fish, so Now, if that is a big toothy critter, I'm worried about your 4-pound line.
I wish I had a SD card in that camera and I'd drop it down this hole facing that hole.
Yeah.
So we see what gets up there.
Yeah.
Well, just give you a different vantage point from the video too.
Well, yeah. Here, you clean this thing out.
I don't think I have an SD card in that. I think it's originally just for view and not for record right now.
Well, I'd accept the view. Yeah.
He is not happy.
I mean, he's got a big hook in him.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. That hook is really small.
All right. All right, fine, Nick. You talked me out of the truck, but I'm still gonna dream.
Can't see with these polarized lenses.
Yeah. I can't see with the glare. Yeah. He's not getting tired.
He starts coming up every now and then, like right now. This got to be a fairly good sized fish.
Yeah.
I know it's a light line and everything, but I'm half expecting this to be one of the bigger fish I've heard of coming out of this lake.
Yeah.
Lake's got a lot of fish, but I've never heard of anything real big coming out of it. Apparently, I had a big fish kill like 8 years ago, and so it's still recovering from the big fish. Oh, I just saw a tail.
Good tail.
It was just, it is is that a carp?
No. That, I only got a,
Here we go. There's that one again. What is that?
Sheep's head?
no.
Carp.
It is a carp.
Are you kidding me?
It's a carp.
Well, we got to get it in.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I just seen it go by. It's getting near. Do we have a gaff anywhere?
No.
No, I can reach in there. My hands
There's
are
his head right there.
fairly immune.
Oh, he just let loose.
Oh. Well, it was a carp. At least we know what its species was. That was a big carp, though.
That was. I seen the body of it, and it was like that big.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
geez.
Glad we didn't get out of the hole though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let loose right at the hole there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'm glad you got your jig back.
Yeah.
Bringing his head to the bottom. Of the
Look what it did to the jig, though.
It bend it?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah, it straightened the hook almost.
Yeah, it opened it up.
That's crazy.
That
Well, man,
bugger.
it's a hook designed for purchase coffee.
That's crazy.
Where'd my glasses go?
Oh. Those are the new ones?
No.
Oh.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry,
back.
it wasn't a big old perch or pike or something. But,
I would have thought if it was a pike, we might have lost it earlier.
well, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll close this out. Sorry I didn't get you on any more fish. I hope it was an enjoyable time at least. And,
I had a blast.
Yeah.
You guys were wonderful to fish with.
well, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm glad you were able to come out, and I hope you enjoy the gear.
I will.
So really appreciate it. It was great meeting
Thank you.
We're going to head out and it's been a lot of fun. Great time hanging out with Gary. Only the one carp on the lure, but it's still a lot of fun.
It wasn't a carp. It was a monster walleye. We just couldn't get it through the hole. Didn't have time to drill another one.
Yeah, yeah, it's a giant walleye. So, but if you want to support the channel, I'll have my link down below. Every purchase made helps get another vet out, either on the ice or just doing some general fishing. Going to be looking at doing some stuff in the fall with smallmouth.
What about the spring?
And we're going to do some spring stuff too. I just haven't got that all figured out yet.
Okay.
But,
Summer?
yeah, summer. Yep.
Okay.
I'll have stuff running all year long. The only thing I know for sure right now is I got some stuff going in the fall, but spring around here, it all depends on when the ice comes out.
Yep.
So I can't set in anything until the ice comes out.
Well, it
so.
still might be spring.
Yeah, it will be spring. So, but all right. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.